Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about Nico Williams and his move to FC Barcelona because we do have some brand new details. We're also going to be talking about the new role that Ferran Torres is going to be taking and whether Ferran Torres can actually be a definitive and important number 9 for us next season. And lastly, we're going to be talking about the latest updates in regards to Fermín López. So let's talk about Nico Williams first. Now, first things first, all sources have confirmed, and I'm talking about Cadena Ser, Sport, Gol, Cope, they have all confirmed that Barcelona aims to trigger Nico Williams' release clause in this week. Most likely, it will happen between Thursday night and Friday morning. And it has also been confirmed that there were some moments of tensions between Nico Williams' agent and FC Barcelona, but those doubts have now been cleared in the last-minute contacts between Barcelona and Nico's camp, and the formula that was proposed for his registration. The calm between all parties is complete and the nerves have disappeared. Nico Williams, who was on vacation, has now returned to complete his move at Barcelona. The details within the operation have been finalized and complete and have been handed towards La Liga headquarters. So this is good news. It's good news because it does seem like all parties really want to make this move happen. And the fact that Nico Williams has cut his vacation short, it goes to show that Nico Williams really does want to make it at this club. And the reason why everybody's so eager to complete this move for Nico Williams to get to Barcelona as fast as possible is because he wants to be in the preseason with Hansi Flick on July 13th, and that is in 2 weeks. Hansi Flick has also called for Nico Williams to come in early, and that is why Nico is like, okay, I'm going to cut my vacation short, let's complete this move, let's have it done, and let me go to the preseason, and we do move on from there. And there's a lot of work that Nico's going to have to do at Barcelona during the preseason in terms of tactics and systems. There's 3 things that I want to see from Nico and that they have to work on. Point number 1, to deliver us true touchline width and 1v1 dribbling. We need that. Barcelona were dying to have a left winger that can out-dribble anybody. The last time we truly did have a left winger that was able to take on players, it was with Dembélé when he did play on the left wing. Nico Williams was considered as La Liga's most prolific wide dribbler, having an average of 7.54 successful attacking actions per 90, and he completed 65 dribbles in 19 league games. With him staying wide, it would stretch the opposition's defense a lot, which would allow for players like Lamine Yamal, Pedri, Lewandowski, Dani Olmo, all those players to have more space centrally. Point number 2, I'm gonna need him to really supercharge Flick's vertical transition and high press, because look, Hansi Flick's model does rely on winning the ball early and attacking spaces with speed. Williams is devastating in terms of transition and perfecting the counterattack. The fact that there is this model where we can have Nico on the left with Rafinha in the center, Lamine Yamal on the right, is going to make Barcelona much more dangerous on the counter when we go out there, win the ball, and go for the goal. And he's also going to have to really work hard to win the ball as fast as possible, similar to how Rafinha did on the left wing. I think that his off-the-ball movements are okay, and his stats are alright. I'm going to say it's decent. It can be improved. He had 23 recoveries, 17 fouls committed in the last season, which means that he can lead the first line of press rather than just being like a passenger, for example. So I think that Nico Williams has the capabilities to really make something special happen there. And lastly, point number 3, Nico Williams' role for the next season has to be very clear. Hansi Flick has to communicate this very early, meaning most likely we'll see Nico Williams as a player that starts but needs to be okay with being rotated, because we're going to have a lot of players up front that are going to need playing time. For example, what if there are moments where we need to play Dani Olmo in the number 10 position? That's okay. Take out Nico, move Rafinha to the left, Dani Olmo in the center. Maybe we can have Dani Olmo move to the number 9 position, move Rafinha again to the left wing position, and add Pedri in the number 10 position. There's going to be a lot of rotations. Maybe have Rafinha on the right wing position with Ferran Torres on the left wing position, Dani Olmo in the center, and Lewandowski up top. Those are going to be the type of things that we are going to be seeing through the season, and Nico has to be okay with that, knowing that he is going to be seeing maybe 65 to 70 minutes per match, and it is going to be for a very valid reason. It's going to be to conserve the energy, right? Save the energy. Let's not get into the fatigue phase as we play 60 to 65 matches for the 2025-2026 season. So speaking about Ferran Torres, I want to lean on him for just a second, because I know that many of you guys have been saying that, you know, what is going to be the role of Ferran Torres? Because if Rafinha is going to go on the number 10 position and Dani Olmo is going to be moved to the number 9 position, what happens to Ferran Torres? Now here's the thing. Ferran Torres recently just spoke out about how excited he is for the next season, and he stated that he wants to play with Nico Williams, and he believes that he can form a great trio with Williams and Lamine Yamal, meaning that Ferran Torres does want to see himself in the number 9 position. As a matter of fact, Ferran Torres is so enthusiastic about what's going to be coming up. He has fully recovered from his appendix and is currently training in Valencia to really get ready for the next campaign. Keep in mind that there are many players right now that are still on vacation, but Ferran Torres is training. He wants to be ready. And I believe that if Ferran Torres is given those chances to play more minutes than he did last season, Ferran Torres can really capitalize off of that, because if you look at the last season, right, he played 45 matches. Most of these matches were him as an impact sub, but he scored 19 goals and provided 7 assists. That is phenomenal. This is considered as Ferran Torres' best goal contribution season. Like, are you kidding me? 26 goal contributions in 45 matches? That is unheard of. We have never ever seen this version of Ferran, neither with City or the first 3 seasons at Barcelona under Xavi Hernandez. So Ferran has really unlocked a true level. Now, let's have this next conversation, right? Let's just assume that Ferran Torres is on fire, right? He ends up scoring goals, providing assists. How could we actually be so sure about this from the very beginning? Like, why would Hansi Flick say, okay, I'm gonna bet on Ferran Torres to play as a number 9, to be a protagonist, to form a trio with Nico, Yamal, and Rafinha? How can we be so sure? What does the data tell us? And I think that the one thing we have to analyze is the relationship between Rafinha and Ferran Torres, because I know, and I think that Ferran Torres knows this himself. I think that Ferran Torres is gonna have no problem gelling well with Lamine Yamal and Nico because he knows them. He has played with them before. It's nothing new. But the real strategy here is between Rafinha and Ferran Torres. Rafinha will be playing as the second striker or number 10 behind Ferran Torres. Is that relationship good? And based off what I have seen from the last season, their relationship is really good. The synergy is there. It's extremely dynamic, and it is a highly effective assist relationship. What do I mean by that? Rafinha last season provided 7 assists to Ferran Torres, while Ferran Torres gave 2 assists to Rafinha. This 9 assist combination between the two players does demonstrate real chemistry and the understanding of each other's movement patterns and preferred receiving areas. Rafinha and Ferran Torres do understand each other very well. Now, obviously, if we compare the numbers between Rafinha and Ferran Torres in terms of just overall goal contributions, Rafinha is just far superior. But what happens if you give Ferran Torres more prominence and more minutes? Can he match the same numbers of Rafinha, knowing that these two players do align with one another? I believe that something special can really be built here because they appeared already in 27 matches together last season. However, their roles were very different. For example, Rafinha, he established himself as a consistent starter, making 31 starting appearances with 4 substitute appearances, while you have Ferran Torres, who operated primarily as Barcelona's most effective impact substitute, starting in only 12 matches but making 15 substitute appearances. Rafinha showed that he was a consistent presence, providing more stability, more creative output, and Ferran Torres was just a game changer for Barcelona. Very much different roles. Ferran Torres scored 8 of his 10 La Liga goals after coming off the bench, and that established himself as the 3rd highest goal scoring substitute in Barcelona's history with 15 career substitute goals. And along that ride, Rafinha played a huge part on why Ferran has been successful. So I believe that there is evidence, there is data that can back up why Ferran and Rafinha should share the same field together even more. There's evidence. I remember there was this moment where Ferran Torres capitalized on a headed assist from Rafinha during the Champions League semifinal match against Inter Milan. There is understanding, and especially in crucial high pressure situations. So ideally, going into the next season, knowing that we're going to be having Olmo, Ferran, and Lewandowski as number 9 options, I would really like to see these players evenly split the minutes, which is like 33, 33, 33. And with this type of strategy, it would allow for Lewandowski, who is like 37, 38 years old, to get the rest that he does need. For Dani Olmo, who is considered as a injury prone, to not get overly fatigued. And for Ferran Torres to get more minutes than he did last season. It's a win-win for all parties. So now lastly, let's talk about Fermin Lopez, because it has been said that Barcelona do need big sales in order for them to really do something big after Nico Williams. And to register Nico Williams and Juan Garcia, there has been a lot of conversations in regards to Ter Stegen, Araujo, and Fermin Lopez. But the thing is that I honestly see Ter Stegen more out the door than Fermin Lopez. Many have been talking about it has to be Fermin. It has to be Fermin because he's just so good and we can get more than like 50 to 60 million euros from the player. But honestly, bro, like I would need to see a Premier League club or like a Saudi Arabia team to overpay for Fermin Lopez in order for me to say yes for Fermin to leave. Like I'm talking about 90 to 100 million euros. And I know that that doesn't make any sense, but in my view, that is just how I see Fermin Lopez. I'm sorry. Like I do not want to let go of this player because he has a lot of heart. He has a lot more to show at this club, and it would have to take a lot of money for any club to take away Fermin from Barcelona. I believe that yes, Fermin Lopez can give us the most money, but I want to try and go for Ter Stegen's exit first before we talk about anything else. And I also do not think that it would make no sense for Barcelona to let go of another number 10 this summer after letting go of Pablo Torre. Why let go of another number 10 like Fermin Lopez? So let me know in the comment sections down below. What would you do with Fermin? Would you let him go now in this season? Maybe invite a 50 to 60 million euro payment for the player? I want to make it very clear, for me, I don't want to let him go. I want him here no matter what. But like I said, drop your comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.